Okay. So minus 8x. And minus 12 plus 10.
Minus 2.
Minus 2. Very good. Musa, do question 2a.
2x times
What is
x
2x times
plus
x?
2x times x plus
So it's 2x
2y
squared, right? 2x squared. Because x times x is x squared, right? X
plus
times x, x squared. Okay. Plus
plus 4xy
4xy
plus 6x squared
6x squared
minus 9xy.
minus 9xy. Okay, now we have 2x squared, 6x squared. They are like terms, right? 2x squared plus 6x squared, that is 8x squared.
Wait,
And here we have 4xy minus 9xy. Also, they are like terms, that is minus 5xy. And how about B? Ibrahim, I cannot see you. Imran, do question B. Now try to
Okay.
do a bit faster, okay?
Okay. Minus 3ah
Minus
plus
3AH.
minus 3ak
Okay.
minus 8ah
H.
h, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Then plus
Plus, because
20
minus times plus, 4
yeah
times 5, 20.
20
8
ak.
times K, it is AK. Okay, now so we can simplify this. Minus 3AH, minus 8H, they are like terms. So that is minus 11AH, right? And minus
Yeah.
3AK plus 20AK, that is plus 17AK. All right. Here, once again, guys, just knowing something is not enough. Okay. Can you also think fast? Can you do the questions fast? When you look at the question, does the idea comes quickly? Okay. That actually shows how fast you are, how good you are in math. All right. So also actually we need to work on speed. Now we will just expand instead of here. Let's say a times, not a. Let me just write here. Here we have x times a plus, not a, let me just write here, c plus d, right? And how do we distribute this over c and d? That's equal to x times c plus x times d. And this x can be anything. Now, how about if x equals a plus b? At the time, this becomes a plus b times c, right? Plus a plus b times d. Now again, just using that rule once again, here we will have AC plus BC, and here we have A times D, here we have A times D, B times D. So we have expanded the given algebraic expression. So in general, how do we expand this? So first we have to distribute this A over C, that is A times C, and after that A over D plus AD, right? And here we have BC, and here we have BD. And how about if we have three terms, similar way, first we should multiply A by C by D by E. So we will have here AC plus AD plus AE. And after that, we should distribute this B over C over D and over E. So here we have BC plus BD plus BE. This is how we expand the algebraic expressions. All right, let's do these questions. Imran, tell me quickly. All right, just tell me. We should do actually do these questions in two steps. Number one is we have to clear the brackets, and number two, simplify it. Okay,
uh a, a cube.
a squared,
Oh
right?
yeah,
A
square,
times
yeah.
say a squared,
Then plus 4a
4a
multiply by
plus, right?
yeah, plus
3 times
y
a,
plus
3a
Y plus.
A times A squared. A times 4, 4A, right? And plus 3 times A, it is plus 3A. And 3
Okay.
times 4, it is 12. Right? Only these terms are like terms. So that's equal to A squared plus 7A plus 12. Of course, after you practice a few questions, this middle part, this one, you have to do this mentally. You don't have to write this. This is just our first class. That's why I'm showing this. Okay? Musa,
Okay.
question B.
2D 2D squared
2D
plus
squared. Okay.
4DE
Plus 4DE.
plus 3DE
3DE plus
plus 6E squared.
squared. Now, as you see here, these middle terms are like terms, right? So that's equal to 2D squared plus 7DE plus 6E squared. Okay. All right. Next, Ibrahim, are you there? Can I see your face?
Hello.
Hello. Ibrahim, are you joining us with PC or with your tablet or telephone?
With a laptop.
Okay. Can you just turn your camera a bit down? I can see only your hair. Okay. All right. Good, Ibrahim. Welcome. This is also your first class. Ibrahim, shall we continue with you? Can you expand question C?
Okay. X squared plus 5xy
Okay.
minus 2xy minus 10y squared.
Y squared. Okay. Simplified now.
It's x squared plus 3xy minus 10y squared.
Minus 10y squared. We don't have any other like terms, so we have nothing to do. Just leave it like this, right? Okay. Ibrahim, also do next question, D. Faster.
6ax squared
Okay.
plus 4xy plus 2x minus 3xy minus 2y squared minus y.
Okay. Now can you simplify it?
Yes.
We don't have any x squared, right? So we need to write x squared first. Okay,
X
done.
squared
And here we have
plus xy
4xy minus 3xy. So that's plus xy. And we don't have
plus
any xy. So here we have 2x. And
plus
here we have
minus
no y. So this minus y minus 2y squared, right? As you see here, we do not have any like terms here, right? So now that means that we have nothing to do. All right, now we should expand and what is it? Simplify. Okay. Question A, Imran.
Okay. Yeah. X square plus oh no, minus 4x.
Okay. Then
Then plus 5x minus 20 minus x square minus 3x.
also here,
3x.
Imran, here we have minus, right? We have to consider this minus. So x times
Ah,
negative 3x. And with this minus, it is plus 3x, right? And after that, 2 times x, it is positive 2x. Because of this minus, it is negative 2x. And 2 times negative 3, negative 6. With this minus, it is positive 6 or plus 6. So now we can simplify this. Okay, this x squared, they are gone. And this minus 4x plus 5x, it is x minus 20. Okay, this 3x minus 2x plus x plus 6. One more step, 2x plus x. It is 2x negative 20 plus 6. That is negative 14. So that is the answer, right? Okay, B. How about B? First, we have to simplify the first part or expand the first part. X times 2x, that is 2x squared. X times y plus xy. Negative 2y times 2x, that is negative 4xy, xy. Negative 2y times y, negative 2y squared. And the other part, also just considering this minus 3x times 5x, it is 15x squared. And 3x times negative 4y, negative 12xy. Because of this minus, it is plus 12xy. And y times 5x, it is 5xy. Because of this minus, it is minus 5xy, right? And y times minus 4y, minus 4y squared, and times minus, it is plus 4y squared. Okay, so now we can simplify this. X squared, here we have 2x squared minus 15x squared. That's all. So that is minus 13x squared. How about xy? 1xy minus 4xy minus 3xy and plus 12. That is plus 9. And minus, so that is plus 4xy. Okay, these are gone. And here we have minus 2y squared plus 4y squared. So that is plus 2y squared. Ibrahim, is it correct?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. So now we'll do some questions that that has squares. How about in this? In a similar way, we can do this. X squared times x, that is x cubed, right? Plus x squared times 5, it is 5x squared. Okay, the second term, 2 times x plus 2x, and 2 times 5, it is 10. Do we have any like terms here? We don't have. So we should not continue. We can just stop here. That's all. What we have done here is we have expanded the given algebraic expression. That means that we have cleared the brackets and simplify the like terms. How about the second one? Okay, 2x, I should multiply 2x squared by 5x and negative 4. And after the same thing, 3x by 5x and minus 4, and 2 by 5x and negative 4. So 2x squared times 5x, that is 10x cubed. 2x squared times minus 4, minus 8x squared. 3x times 5x, that is 15x squared. 3x times negative 4, negative 12x. 2 times 5x plus 10x, right? And 2 times negative 4, that is negative 8. So we need to have a look and see if we have any like terms. Actually, we need to write the degrees in descending order. The highest degree is x cubed. We don't have any x cubed here. So let me just write it. 10x cubed, right? X squared minus 8x squared plus 15x squared, which is 7x squared. All right, it is plus 7x squared. Negative 12x plus 10x, that is negative 2x. And here we have negative 8. Okay. And this is not so difficult, but we have to know this, right? In order to solve a lot of questions, first, we may have to expand the algebraic expressions. All right, let's continue. Perfect squares and difference of two squares. Now here we have two mathematical concepts. The first one is perfect squares and the difference of two squares. Okay, what do you mean by this? We know that if you are given, for example, geometry interpretation of perfect square, this is our square. All sides are equal and all interior angles are 90 degrees, right? So let's say one side, for example, let's say this one is A and this one is A. At that time, what will be the area of this square? Area of the square will be A squared. So this A squared represents the area of the square, right? So in algebra, if we can write an algebraic expression as a square of some simpler algebraic expression, or let's say two terms, we call this perfect square. For example, here we have a plus b squared. Okay, we call this perfect square because it's the square of some algebraic expression. If you expand this, what we have here we have a plus b. Definition of square means a plus b must be multiplied by itself. And we know how to expand this, right? It is a squared, a times b, ab, and b times a, ba, and ba equals ab, and plus b squared, which is equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So this a plus b squared, that's equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So now we don't have to actually go through these steps, right? Now we know the short way. So a plus b squared, immediately I can write a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So that's why a plus b times a plus b, that's equal to a plus b squared, that is perfect square, which is equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. And how about here? A minus b times a minus b. Also, actually, I can write it as a minus b squared. Or if you expand this, a times a squared, and a times negative b minus ab, minus b times a minus ab, and minus b times minus b plus b squared. And in the middle, here we have a squared minus ab minus ab, that is minus 2ab. And here we have plus b squared. That's also perfect square. And how about here? If you expand the third one, a times a squared, right? A times negative b minus ab, b times a, that is plus ab, and b times negative b minus b squared. So these two things are gone, right? Because they are same thing, but signs are opposite. So here we have a squared minus b squared. So that's our third formula. And what is it? What do you see here? We see here the difference of two squares, right? That's the first square and the second square, and in the middle we have difference. And why we are doing this in problems, if you see that the difference of the squares of two things is equal to this, we should actually write in this form. All right, now expand the following expressions. Let me just do this quickly, and after that I will ask you one question and we will continue. How many slides left? One. Okay, 2 slides left. After that you will have some break, okay? Maybe 4-minute break. So using the formula, what do we have here? Something plus something squared. So that's equal to 2x squared, right? Here we have 2x all squared plus 2 times 2x times 3y. And it's the first time, actually, when you're doing this, even you don't have to write like this. Directly, you can write the answer. And here we have 3y squared. A plus b squared equals a squared plus 2 times a times b plus b squared, right? I'm just using this formula because we have already proved that a plus b squared equals this. So what we have here, 2x squared, that is 4x squared, 2 times 2 times 3, that is 12xy, and here we have 9y squared. And how about this? Imran, can you just tell me the answer? Now we don't have to go through this step. Just skip the second step. Tell me, what is it? Can you expand this? 5x minus 3y squared.
Yes, 5x squared.
Just tell me the answer. So what is 5x squared?
5x squared is 25x squared.
Okay. Now, what is the next term?
Plus 10x.
Plus or minus? Plus or minus?
Oh
Because
no,
here,
here minus. Yeah, here
so
is minus 10x.
10 or 50? Are you sure? 2 times 5 times 3, it is 30, right?
Yeah, I'm. Oh yeah, okay.
30 x y plus
9 y squared.
9y squared. Okay. Ibrahim,
Yes. 9x squared plus 6xy.
No, just tell me answer, because we have already proved that a plus b times a minus b equals what? A squared minus b squared, right? The third one here, the third one. So using this, that's equal to a plus b, a minus b. So 9x squared minus 4y squared. Okay, because we already proved this. Now we have formula. Now we have to use it to solve the questions. Okay, the last question. After that, you will have 4-minute break. Use algebraic identities to evaluate the following. It's a kind of brainstorming, okay, or let's say mental exercise. What we are doing here is mental exercise. Now we have some tools. That means we have some formula. How do we use these tools or this formula to solve some different questions? That actually improves your skill, right? Problem solving skill. So, for example, let's do A. 201 times 199. Of course, using a calculator, we can calculate this, right? But here, we're just sharpening our knowledge. Using algebra, how can I solve this? Let's say here, x equals 200. Okay, I'm just labeling 200 with x. At the time, what we have here? 201 times 199. That's equal to, what is 201? I can write it as x plus 1. And how about 199? I can write it as x minus 1, right? Because our x is 200. If you substitute here, 200 plus 1, that is 201. And 200 minus 1, it is just 199. Actually, in math, we call this algebraic manipulation. Okay, we are just using these properties to solve problems. And we are familiar with this expression, right? It's like a plus b times a minus b. What is it? It's just equal to x squared minus 1. Now, if I substitute 200 for x, here we have 200 squared minus 1. Now, if I ask you which one is easier to calculate, 201 times 199 or 200 squared minus 1? Of course, the second one is easier, right? And here we have, what is it? It is 4, 2 zeros. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros and minus 1. And we know how to subtract. This is just 40,000, which is equal to 39,999. Without using calculator, we can evaluate this. This is just how to use algebra. And how about B? 79797 squared. Okay, so we have to evaluate this. Ibrahim, what do you think? What do you suggest? How can I actually, what kind of variable should I introduce here and use it, and we can evaluate this?
You can make it x minus 3 to the power of 2.
Very good. I will just do like this, because here we have 97, right? If I just add 3 to 797, we will have 800. And calculating 800 squared without using calculator, we can calculate this, right? What is 800 squared? That is 8 squared, 64. 100 squared, 10,000. So that is 640,000. So again, I'll do some manipulation here. This, we call this manipulation in math. It's like adding something, subtracting something, multiplying by something, and dividing by something. So I'll just write here minus 3 squared plus 3 squared. And what is this part? As you see here, it is something a squared minus b squared. So I can write it as 797 plus 3, 797 minus 3. And here we have plus 9, which is equal to 797 plus 3, it is 800, times and minus, it is 794 plus 9. But actually, Ibrahim, it didn't work. We can calculate this, but it's a bit hard. Do we have any other method here? Imran, what do you think? I can evaluate this, but it's a bit takes time, right? Multiplying 794 by 8, it's a bit long calculation.
We can do x minus 3 to the power of 2.
We can do what?
X minus 3 to the power of 2.
X minus 3.
To the power of 2.
What is x?
X is 300.
Ah, good. Okay, let's just use this method. Okay. So Ibrahim is saying that here we can do like this. 797, that is 800 minus 3 squared, right? It's a perfect square now. That's equal to 800 squared minus 2 times 3 times 800 plus 3 squared, which is 9. And that's equal to, here we have 64000 minus what we have here, 6 times 8, 4800 plus 9, right? And now subtracting this, what is it? 640,000 minus 4,800. So what is it? 640,000 and minus 4,800. That is 6,000. What is it? 35, 200, right? Is it?
209.
9.
And here we have
9.
9. So I can just, instead of this, I can write 9. I mean, at least, let's see here, we can square this. It's a bit long, but without using calculator, we get the answer with the help of algebra. And how about C? C, yeah, as I see here, 39 squared, right? 39 squared. And 78, we can write it as 2 times 1 times 39 plus 1, which is equal to 39 plus 1 squared. It is 40 squared. That's equal to 1600, right? If you are familiar with this formula, now you can recognize this. It looks like a perfect square, right? 39 squared, 2 times 1 times 39 plus 1. And you can just use this formula and get the answer.
Yes.
Imran, can you read this our quote, and after that you'll have break.
Okay. Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. Albert Einstein.
Okay. What do you understand from this? Is it related to our math class?
I think yes.
How and why?
Because for how to say it, we need to train our mind to better.
Okay, Imran, you just think, Musa,
That's
what do you
hard
think?
question.
Okay, Musa, what do you think about this quote? What comment would you give, or how would you explain this to somebody, or how do you understand this quote? And this is the first part of the question. Second part is it related to learning math here, not here, anywhere? And if it is yes, how? If it is no, why?
I think it's like you don't need to learn something like by heart. You can understand it by your mind. Like in some books, there are no formulas. You have to think your mind. You have to think how to do this. Like
Okay.
not rule. You have not to learn by has a rule. you have you have to That's good. To train your mind, mm, to make your
Okay.
mind think so.
All right. Ibrahim, how about you?
It's means that um, learning is not just learning facts and memorizing it. It's also thinking about it and discussing it.
Okay. We need to train our mind for doing math questions faster, I think. Okay, this is Imran. Uh, all right, gentlemen, everybody have different idea. Maybe you know something. Maybe you have a kind of feeling about this, and sometimes we may not be able to express this. Okay. What I understand from this is education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. And first, we should understand learning of facts. What do we mean by this? It's like Baku is the capital city of Azerbaijan, and my name is Qasim, and we have this. Actually, this number is called natural number. This number is called, let's say, rational number, and that's the quadratic equation. We solve this. Okay. A lot of students actually, when I teach math, they ask, okay, Mr. Qasim, you are teaching us, let's say, expansion and the factorization of algebraic expressions, and I'm studying, let's say, business here, or computer science. Where am I going to use these facts in my life? Okay. Actually, most students ask this question, and sometimes students fail to answer this question, and after that, they lose their motivation, and they fail their classes. And after that, that failure brings more failure, and this is number one, education. Okay, as you see, we are solving problems, right? We may not, maybe you'll never ever see this in your lifetime in the future, but until you graduate from the university, you must know this. As also Ibrahim said, Imran said, by solving these problems, number one, actually what people discovered, we are learning this actual knowledge. Number two, actually by using this math, we are training our brains, right? We are our training ourselves how to think, how things are connected, right? And how can I practice? For example, if you want to make some muscle, how do you make muscle? You should go to the gym, right? You need to lift some heavy things, for example. Then you can make some muscle, right? You need to do some pull up. It is also like this in math. Number one, of course, you have some exams and you're going to graduate from the school. After that, you go to university. Number one, you must learn the things. At the same time, by learning math, we are training our brains, our mind, so that actually when you have different kinds of problem and your mind already practice how to think, you can think and solve your problems. Anyway, guys, I think we talked too much. Let's have break, okay? 4 minutes. After 4 minutes, we will continue. Now it is after that we'll have 10 more minutes class, and after that I'll finish today's class. 4 minute break. All right, guys, welcome back. We have around 10 minutes. Okay, let's start this, and after that we'll finish our class for today. And after that, Ibrahim, I don't know if you continue here. You need to join our WhatsApp group. I share everything in WhatsApp, okay? And also I'll send this assignment 3. As you know, for every chapter, assignment 1, it was about similarity and congruence and similarity. Chapter 2, direct and inverse proportion. And chapter 3, what is it? Expansion and factorization of algebraic expressions. Okay. If questions are too easy, maybe you can skip maybe 1 or 2 questions, not more than 2. At least, like for example, let's say questions are too easy. Like you can do like question 3, question 6, question 9, like this. But word problems, you should do all the questions. Anyway, let's talk about factorization of algebraic expressions. Right now, we have already talked about expansion of algebraic expressions, perfect squares, and difference of two squares. Now we know what we mean by this. So now we will talk about factorization of algebraic expressions, and factorization using algebraic identities. So we'll talk about these two things. So actually, what is factorization? It is a reverse operation of expansion. As you see here, we have 2 times x plus 1. If you expand this, right, I will get 2x plus 2. And if you just do the reverse operation by factorizing this, I can actually bring this into its original form. And simply, factorization means writing algebraic expression as a product of simpler algebraic expressions. And why is it important to know this? As you know that in learning math, the most important task is to solve equations, right? When you're dealing with problems, a lot of problems, when you model this, we have algebraic equation. And now, depending on the type of equation, we have to solve this. And the one method of solving algebraic equations is factorization methods. And in many cases, we have to factorize, and after that, we have to solve this. Now, next year, even when you go to the university, when you actually learn advanced math, you will see that this factorization is very, very useful and important tool in solving mathematical equations. That's why we have to learn it and practice it here. Okay, factorize each of the following. Let's just start with very easy questions. Actually, here we have only two terms, right? We need to find their common factor. Common factor is 2. So I can write it as 2 times 1 plus 3x. As here, 2 times 1, it is 2. 2 times 3, it is 6x. And how about here? Common factor is only 5. So take this 5 out. I can write it as x plus 3y. So we have factorized the given expression. Musa, can you factorize this 3x squared plus 9x? Can you
Yes.
tell me how can we factorize it?
5,
The common
then
factor,
2, 5 hook x plus 3 plus
3x,
y.
right? Are you doing
Yes.
C?
No, not 3x. X plus 3y.
3x is common factor. So here we have x plus
1x.
3.
1x. 1x.
Okay. 3x times x, 3x squared, 3x times 3, it is 9. And how about D? 2 pi r. 2 pi r is a common factor. So take 2 pi r out, right? So here we have r plus h. Okay. And how about E? 2248. So the highest common factor of 248 is 2. And here we have x and the yz, y. Okay. What is the common factor here? 2y is a common factor here, right? If you take 2y out, here we have x plus 2y out. Here we have 2z minus, here we have 4y out. Here we have xz, right? See here, we don't have any common factor except for 1. All right, how about if we have 4 terms, not 2, not 3, we have 4 terms. How can we factorize this? Usually to factorize these 4 terms, first we have to group it, right? And after that, factorize in 2 steps. Let me just group in this way. Okay, if we group in this way, AB plus 4A. What is a common factor? A is a common factor. So here we have B plus 4. In the second part, 3B plus 12, 3 is a common factor. So here we have B plus 4. So now B plus 4 is a common factor, right? I can take this out, B plus 4. And what we have here? A plus 3. And here we have A plus 3. So if you expand this, I get this algebraic expression. How about B, x squared? Let me just group like this. If it doesn't work, I will again regroup this in different way. Let me just first group in this way, the first 2 terms and the third and fourth terms. In the first actual group, x is a common factor, right? Let's just extract this. Here we have x plus y. And in the second group, -3 is a common factor, -3, and here we have x plus y. And now good thing here is we have a common factor again, x plus y, x plus y. So here we have x plus y, and here we have x minus 3. In a similar way, how about c? C, here we have common factor, here we have common factor, good. A is a common factor, here we have a minus b, minus 2, here we have, if -2 is out, what we have here? Here we have b minus a, right? And also we know that b minus a, I can write it as minus a minus b, right? Minus times a, it is minus a, minus minus b, it is b. So let me just rewrite this. Here we have a minus b, and instead of this b minus a, I can write minus a minus b. Because of this minus, it will be plus. So here we have plus 2a minus b, which is equal to a minus b is a common factor. Take this out. What we have here? A plus 2. A plus 2. Also, we have factorized c. And how about d? Not to get confused, let me change the color. And here we have x cubed minus x squared. So x squared is a common factor, x minus 1. And we know that here minus 1 plus x, I can write it as x minus 1, right? A plus b equals b plus a. So here we have plus x minus 1. And x minus 1 is a common factor, right? We can write it as x minus 1 and the x squared plus 1. Because that thing is, what is it? 1 times x minus 1. How about in the last question? In the last question, a plus 2b, a plus 2b. And here it's a common factor. So a plus 2b. What is that here? Here it is squared, right? We just took one of it out. So one left here, a plus 2b. Minus, here we have minus, and here we have 3a minus 7b. So if you simplify this, a plus 2b, a minus 3a, that is minus 2a, 2b minus minus, it is plus 7b, it is plus 9b. Okay, so also actually I can just take this minus out. Let me keep minus here. A plus 2b, and here we have 2a minus 9b. Okay, Ibrahim, Imran, Musa, is it clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it too easy or normal or
No.
Easy.
It's
these
very
are
easy
easy?
because
Okay, I mean, if you maybe if you learned this a bit long time ago, it's a kind of revision for you. All right, and step by step, actually things get more and more complicated. Okay, all of a sudden, like when you have a baby, first we give them milk, right? And after that, soft food, right? And after that, after certain years, they start eating maybe chicken. After that, maybe beef. And when they are like school student, they can eat barbecue, right? So you cannot give barbecue to 1-year-old baby. So now this is our first stage. Okay, like as I told you, the first 2 months we will do some kind of revision, and after that we will learn something new and start solving more complicated or non-standard questions. All right. How many minutes do we have? It's 10 o'clock. Guys, let me finish this part, okay? These slides. After that, we will finish our class. Is it okay?
okay.
Okay, that's the last slide. We have more slides, but we will continue later next week. Okay, that's the last slide. Factorization using algebraic identity. And as you remember, we have already started these things, right? What is it? It's a perfect square. A squared plus 2a plus b squared. What is it? That's equal to a plus b times a plus b. Or that's equal to, in more compact form, that's just equal to a plus b squared. And also you are familiar with this algebraic identity. a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, that's equal to a minus b squared. And why do we call this identity? Identity means if I just talk about the last one, for example, a squared minus b squared, that's equal to a minus b times a plus b. Why we call this identity? Identity is a special equation. Okay, it is a special equation because it has equal sign. That's why it's called equation. But identity is special equation that that for every value of the variables in the equation, this left hand side is equal to right hand side for every value of the equation. That's at the time that's called identity. Whatever a and b are, this a squared minus b squared is always equal to a minus b times a plus b, right? That's why we call this identity. All right. So factorize the following. From here, if you recognize this, I can write it as x squared plus 2 times 3 times x. And here we have 3 squared. As you see here, it's just a perfect square. I can just write it as x plus 3 squared. This x plus 3 squared means that is x plus 3 times x plus 3. It is in factorized form, right? Actually, the more compact form as x plus 3 squared is also in factorized form. How about b? Here we have t squared minus 2 times 6 times t. And here we have 6 squared. Also, we are familiar with this expression, right? It's also perfect square. So that's equal to t minus 6 squared. And how about this? And two terms. So we should remember the third one, k squared minus 9 squared. How can we factorize this? That is k minus 9. And here we have k plus 9. And how about 9a squared minus 4? 9a squared, I can write it as 3a, the whole squared, right? Minus 2 squared. So now a squared minus b squared. So we can write it as 3a minus 2 and the 3a plus 2. Okay? All right. Ibrahim, Imran, Musa. Musa, you are also in WhatsApp group, right?
Yes.
Okay. Guys, today or maybe tomorrow, today I will try to send it now. Okay. I will send you the first test. Okay. It's a kind of a trial test. And after that, you will have similar tests. As we actually go further, the questions will get more and more complicated. I mean, not complicated. I ask some standard questions and also I ask some non-standard questions. But in test one, it's just a trial. You should get used to it. Questions are standard questions. Okay, you should receive it soon in WhatsApp. If you have a printer, you have to print it out. Or if you don't have a printer, but if you have a pen or if you have iPad or something, okay, you can open the file with Microsoft Edge and do it on the screen, okay, and save it and you can send it to me. And when you are saving your file name, send it like this. For example, test one, and what's your name? For example, Imran. Just write Imran, okay? And like this, you can send it to me. Not to the group, to my WhatsApp name. Also to the group, also fine. Nobody opens, but if possible, you can just send it privately to me. Okay.
Okay.
First, receive the file, have a look, all right, and try to do this. You can make a mistake and whatever it is. And next time we will discuss this. And after that, you'll get used to it. And in this way, also having tests will be our, I would say, ritual thing. K minus 9, K plus 9. Okay, good. And any other question? Let me just check the chat. My number, Ibrahim. Ibrahim, okay, I will add your number. Also, you have to add my number, okay? And say hi. I will add it. This is my number, 855-9598-2881. Okay, that's my number. Also edit Abdul Qasim or Mr. Qasim. Say hi. Also, I'll add your number. Okay, Ibrahim. All right, good. Guys, thank you very much. I will send your assignment for chapter 3. Keep start doing those questions, okay? And I will see you next Monday, right? If you have any question
Okay.
anytime, you can just send me message in WhatsApp, okay? For example, this question was hard, or this question I didn't understand, or any question related to this, you can ask anytime, okay? Thank you very much. See you next
Bye.
Monday. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you too. Goodbye. Good luck.
Bye-bye. Thank you.